of who? A, the mother's sex cell. B, the mother's X chromosome. C, the father's sex cell. D, the father's somatic chromosome. The first thing that should settle in your mind is that the sex of the baby is determined by no other person but the father, because the sex of a female child is XX, the sex of a male child is XY, and the father will give either an X or Y chromosome, but the mother will always constantly give an X. The mother will always donate an X. So whatever the father is donating out of these two will determine the sex of the baby. The mother will always donate an X because she has the X chromosome, 2 X chromosomes, so she will definitely donate X every time. But whether the child will be a male or a female will be determined by the father. If he donates an X, then the child will be a girl. But if he donates a Y, then the child will be a boy. So that the first thing it should be that the father is the one that determines the sex of the child. But now we have two, so that has ruled out 2 options for us: the mother's sex cell and the mother's X chromosome. But we still have the father's sex cell and the father's somatic chromosome. The sex cell is the father's. So the answer is C, the father's sex cell. Nothing to do with the mother at all. The next question: if XN is the dominant allele for normal vision and XN is the recessive allele for color blindness, a boy with the genotype YXN will have what? A boy with the genotype YXN will have what? XN for normal vision, this XN, capital N, then XN for color blindness, this small letter N for color blindness. So a child or a boy that asks this YXN, what will be his phenotype? What will he express? Now, option A says if we have a normal vision. Option B says it will be color blind. Option C says it will be totally blind. Option D says it will be a carrier of color blindness. Of course, you have been told that this one is the recessive allele for color blindness, and since the boy is carrying it, definitely will be a color blind boy. So option B is the answer. The boy will be color blind because this is for color blindness. Then the next question: the first 4 children of a couple were all girls. The probability that the 5th will also be a girl is what? This question will try to confuse you if you don't think deep, because you may want to bring your mathematics mind to it, but mathematics does not, well, mathematics is applicable, but there's a way you can think about it. The first 4 children, you don't have anything to do with that. It's just to confuse. That first sentence does not concern this question. The first 4 children of the couple were all girls. The probability that the 5th also will be a girl. Now, the 2 chances that a child will be the 2 sexes of a child is either being a boy or a girl. Even if the parents have had 10 girls or 10 boys, that does not still determine that does not have anything to do with the sex of a child, especially when we are talking about genetics and the probability here. The probability that the child will be a girl is 1/2. It's either a boy or a girl. The probability that is a boy is also 1/2. So the answer here does not, you don't have to start thinking, okay, out of 5, they have already, out of 4 children, they are only girls, there's no boy there. So this one also, the chance is not 1, it's not any other thing but 1/2. So the answer is option D, 1/2. The next question: genetic counseling is important when a marriage is planned between A, an RH negative woman and RH positive man, B, an RH negative woman and an RH negative man, C, an RH positive woman and RH positive man, D, an RH positive woman and an RH negative man. Rh is rhesus factor. Rh. So that is why when you go for your blood group, so people will say, okay, your blood group is O, or you see they write something like this, or they say it's B and they write something like this. Any can be O positive or O negative, B positive or B negative, AB positive or negative. So it can be any of the two. But this rhesus factor, what about it is this? A lot of people, very, very large percentage of people have the positive factors. But those that have the negative are the ones that have to be very careful in choosing their life partners, especially the girls. When a girl has whatever blood group but is having a negative rhesus factor, then they are the ones that need counseling, genetic counseling, because once she's pregnant and maybe okay the man is positive or negative, that does not really matter, but why they need counseling is this: once she's pregnant and probably maybe a teenage pregnancy, and I don't need the child, what's this, and she goes to abort it, what that is telling to our system is that is an unwanted thing with this body, as in the pregnancy is not wanted, is a negative thing. Like your body will react, we fight malaria, we fight some deadly things that attack the body. That's the same age that the body of that woman will be fighting every fetus. Even if she's ready to keep the child, she can't do that. At the age, maybe she terminated the pregnancy at 2 months. Once she's now ready to give birth, at 2 months, she will lose that pregnancy because it has been registered in her blood that in her system that baby is unwanted. So, another factor is that the child is likely to be rhesus positive, especially if the man is rhesus positive, the blood of the child. And once the blood tries to mix, that will cause problem. You know, the baby will derive so many things from the mother. The baby's life, in pregnancy, is dependent on the life of the mother. So what the mother takes, the child takes. So if the baby is rhesus positive and the woman is rhesus negative, there will be a collision that will be happening in the system. So that is why a rhesus negative woman, the woman especially, if the woman is negative, then she has to see the doctor. They need genetic counseling. But if it is the man that is negative, then there is no cause for alarm. So the answer to that question is A, rhesus negative woman and rhesus positive man. The next question: what proportion of the offspring of a cross between two heterozygous parents will exhibit the recessive condition phenotypically? When we talk about heterozygous is both dominant and recessive alleles. So it means the two parents are having this kind of genotype, both dominant and recessive. So like this parent now, okay, this is what that person is referring to, that if two parents are having this kind of, they have this kind of genotype, both of them. So they are asking that what proportion of their offspring will exhibit the recessive condition phenotypically. And I said phenotype is the physical appearance or the expressed appearance. So looking at this now, what proportion of their offspring will express the recessive? This is the recessive, the small one. So looking at this now, this is the only offspring that is expressing the recessive condition phenotypically, this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 1/4. That is the proportion of the child, of the offspring that is expressing this recessive condition. So that presents, if it's in some questions you have it as in fraction, some is in percentage. So if it is in percentage, then it is 25%. So that is the answer, 1/4 or 25%, as the case may be for the type of answer you are given. So option A says 1/4, B says half, C says 3/4, D says 4/4.